way. How did it get so late in the year? It's time for the 50 best songs of 2016. Okay, I'll get on it. I got the fire going. I got my hot green tea. And once again, it's time for American Pancake's Best 50 Songs of 2016. And while there's going to be some, iconic artists like David Bowie, Radiohead, the vast majority of my list, hopefully, will be from talented artists that you have not heard of before. Because that's kind of the mission statement of American Pancake, is to shine a light on some of the artists that some of the other publications don't pay attention to. So one thing before I do officially start, I wanted to explain that the order has nothing to do with somebody being better than somebody else. So number 1 is not, in my opinion, a better song than number 100. It's just a list. So in the spirit of it being just a list, is I've taken these little cards that I've made up and I'm randomly pulling numbers and then going to my list that I've made previously and I'm assigning the number on the fly. That'll keep everything a little bit less listy. Number 34, Video Daughters, song is called Windows. Now, I like bands that are not second guessing their art. And what I mean by that is that they're not trying to play to the audience, they're not trying to play for critics, they're just doing what they think is right and putting it out there, despite what anybody says. When I listen to Brooklyn's Video Daughters album, they sound like that kind of band. So many good songs, but this one in particular, called Windows, it's rawness and it's kind of sparse feel. Had a very dangerous sound. Check it out. Number 30, Night Beats, song No Cops. No Cops is from the Night Beats' third studio album entitled Who Sold My Generation. And as you can hear, they kind of have a blues /psych /garage rock tinge sound with real, to me, organic rock roots, like Detroit's MC5. And I love that sound. I love that MC5 type of real roots rock / proto-punk sound. And that's why it is on this list. I'm really loving the lead vocalist's voice too. Number 8, Light Music, Critica in Praxis. Now, while a lot of abstract psychedelic rock bands build a solid framework to construct their musical architecture on top of, light music starts with a framework that's already askew and leaning, and from the get-go, and everything's changing. A lot of their stuff sounds improvisational to me, but what's cool about it is this three-piece band, they've known each other for so long and played together so long that they're kind of like an old married couple, finishing each other's musical sentences. So their stuff is really different. It's really cool. Guitarist Michael Lewis, he spews out his lyrics, sometimes sensually, sometimes strident, like a crazy, insane guy. That kind of stream of consciousness type of singing, like that homeless guy down the street who's babbling to himself or to somebody that you don't see. So that's what's really unique about light music. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it is my cup of tea. And the song Critica and Praxis is like crazy, cool 9 minutes of progressive music. Light music from Long Beach, California. I hope you check out Critica and Praxis and their Critica album. Links below. 38, Kirsten Iser. And when I first heard this track called Up, it kind of made me think of Cyndi Lauper and Cherry Glazer. And it just is a really cool song. She put out some kind of like bedroom recordings prior to this that I wrote about. And this one, I think she just ramps up the emotional feel on the song. And I just love this song. It's called Up. Let's take a little brief listen.
Drive in your 10-year-old Jeep, feel every bump in the street. When we turn on the heat, it smells like a fire's burning. I forgot my money and you forgot your job, but it's okay, honey.
Kirsten Iser. Check her out. Number 7, Diarrhea Planet, Lie Down. The Nashville power garage rockers usually produce music that's at a breakneck speed. And what's interesting about Lie Down is that it isn't. It's just this huge power noise rock ballad. When I first heard it, I kind of thought of like Built to Spill, which is high praise, high praise. And I just love the song. The longer I listen to it, the more I listen to it, it just washes over you. It's just full power, full anthemic power. Diarrhea Planet, Lie Down. From the UK, Manchester, Robbie Cavanaugh, Which Way to New York. Heartfelt song full of wanderlust. The Milk Carton Kids, Damien Rice, Paul Simon, and even kind of Kurt Weill. And I just really like this track. Let's play a little bit here for you.
Name your price. Name your violin. 'Cause each and every string sings.
Beautiful. What a beautiful voice.
Hold your tongue. Hold your temper in. 'Cause each and every sin shows up on your skin. When I hear those words in a familiar voice, I respond the way I've learned how to talk. But you keep persevering and pushing my chest, asking which way to New York.
Robbie Cavanaugh. You need to check this man out. Number 18, Kishibashi, Hey Big Star. Kishibashi's last album felt more orchestral, and on this Sounderlust album, he's going for a more heavy synth, heavy pop sound. It almost has a Euro, dare I say, ABBA type feel, but it also has enough of that ELO sound, celebratory, young. It's like, feels like it should be in Peter Pan. Romantic, great stuff. This is why it's number 18 on my list. Number 26, Shallow Halls, Outside. When I first heard this song, maybe it was the pumping bass and drums or the kind of the OC's Dwyer-esque guitar squeaks. They sounded like a smaller version of the OC's in a way. But the proto-punk feel, the punk posture, the vocals that hinge on the kind of dramatics that harken back to the punk aesthetic that was like bands like the Dead Kennedys, Joe Biafra, or Stan Ridgway from Wall of Voodoo. That's all here. That's all in the bones of this song. And I really like it. The band is young. They have a lot of growing to do, but I'm there all the way. I hear greatness in this band. So I need you to check them out. Shallow Halls. Again, from LA area. And the song's called Outside. 41. Summer Flake. Look how far we've come. Summer Flake is a three-piece band and sometimes a solo project, because this lady, Stephanie Crace, is a multi-instrumentalist. They're out of, I believe, Melbourne, yes, Australia. And she just possesses this gift for songwriting and gift for singing and playing instruments. She's just awesome. You need to check them out. Links below. 27. Noam Weinstein. The Nightmare of Life is a Dream.
Used to make me tremble, shiver, shake.
Noam Weinstein released an album called On Waves, and it had such deeply personal things on it that you utterly felt like you were like an interloper listening, in the corner of the room when his life was going on around him. A really cool album with a lot of different flavors. And while this song is particularly feels kind of somber and dour, there's a lot of celebratory music on the album too. But I think this might be my favorite. And it's just something that you can sit with at a quiet time and really feel this man's pain. Or maybe you're feeling your own pain. Whatever you're feeling, I love the song. The Nightmare of Life is a Dream. Number 45, Seabreeze Diner, Annabelle.
Reckless and wild, with plans to sleep, they whisper and whine.
This band's out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and this is the first track on their EP, For Use with Care, and it has such, it's chock full of, just pumped full of such unbridled energy stuffed into this little track right here. The double time drums, the cascading guitar licks, it's indie rock and indie pop, and it's just exuberant. It just explodes. It's got great dynamics too. It's a great song, and I'm proud to have it on my list this year. Seabreeze Diner. Song is Annabelle. 19. Morena, Lee Van's wife. Now Morena is, I called, on the review I wrote on American Pancake, I said, Morena Shame Over is fucking mad, but in a mad genius sort of way. And they gleam a lot of stuff from a lot of different genres of music. Trippy, creative style. Some of the songs kind of feel like a creative car crash. I mean, Truce is based on a true story about a Vietnamese man who mourned his dead wife, mourned for her in such a deep way that he started sleeping on her grave, and then he eventually dug a tunnel so he could lay right next to her and sleep with the corpse. And then I think eventually he took the body and actually it was like mummified, and he slept with it in his house. Very strange story.
After Lewin's wife died and was buried in 2005, he started sleeping on top of her grave every night.
This is trippy stuff. I love when that beat kicks in. Oh, that's so good. It's like proto-punk stuff. Number 3, Ty Segall, California Hills. Ty Segall's Emotional Mugger album is this album full of like musical deviants and degenerates. It's got this like real dirty, rustic as heck sound, like Helter Skelter times 10. It's a decidedly Beatle-esque sounding record. I don't think he would argue that. And on a lot of tracks, he's singing in a very John Lennon, John Lennon-esque sort of way with overmodulated vocals and the effect that was used in a lot of the acid-ridden portion of the Beatles catalog. And this song, I would say, might be the most zany and most acid-ridden Beatle-esque sounding song, with all the weird little time signature changes and rushing parts and slowing down parts. It sounds like something that they may have actually done back then, although they would have never done anything this weird, I don't think. But it's just And what I like about it too, of all the songs on the album, this seems to have the most like storylines in it, you know, or the makings of some kind of story. Very cool song. Ty Segall, California Hills. Number 11, Lovely Bad Things, Cartoon Food. If you're familiar with Lovely Bad Things, this song may sound a little bit different. It still has that quirkiness, but it's got the guitar phrasings, the chords and whatnot. It almost has a kind of a Modest Mouse meets Mac DeMarco. It's hard to decipher, but it's definitely catchy as hell and pulls you in emotionally, but it's a lot different than some of their previous work. So this is going to be coming out. It was released this year as a single, but it's going to be part of an album coming out on Burger Records called Teenage Grown-Ups. So, links below. Check this song out. And you can also check out the song they released about 2 weeks earlier called Teenage Grown-Ups, which is the title song from the album. Number 20, Mendez, I Won't Be Home for Christmas.
3, 4. Christmas, I'll have to work that day, 'cause I'm still a dog for just minimum wage. Darling, won't you please wait? I won't be home for Christmas. Try not to be ashamed that I'm almost 30 and the job's a drag. Darling, won't you please wait?
Mendez is Gregory Mendez, and he put up this little album called Phone Records, and it's basically all these songs that he recorded on a cell phone, and he did sweeten them up, you know, and these production things, but basically everything was recorded on a cell phone in the West Village tenement, and all the songs are very, very stripped down, raw, and really, really good. So you need to check them out. Number 12, Sarabeth Nelson. Song is Paying. When you hear this slow-paced tempo and that washed-out, foggy sound, you know, you think of Mazzy Star a little bit, and there's a lot of that kind of tone in Sarah's music. I don't think they use the expression slowcore that much, and if this would even fit that word, but It's definitely, you know, it takes its time. It's not even a slow burn. It's just a lilting, embracing quality to her music. It's very dreamy. Takes you away. Released on Burger Records, Sarabeth Nelson, Pain. Number 6, Cherry Glazer. Told you I'd be with the guys. Number 1, David Bowie, Lazarus. Lazarus off of David Bowie's Black Star album is just a masterwork standout track. It was written for Bowie's off-Broadway production of Lazarus based on Walter Tevis's novel The Man Who Fell to Earth. And Bowie's vocal performance in it is just mesmerizing. It was mesmerizing before we knew that he was going to leave us, but it's even more mesmerizing after that fact. The track, it's got this, you know, Spartan production, but despite that, it instantly wraps around your psyche. It creeps upon you with these, you know, those sad horns, the zombie walk beat, and ultimately an absolutely sultry bass line, and Bowie's vocals drenched in that somber, mesmerizing coating that it just coats every syllable. And then as the song progresses, it gets heavier and heavier. The horns swell more. The bass runs get heavier. The music jams up about 2/3 in. It becomes so lush and so wonderfully erratic. And then it slows down and it turns into higher bass notes and real evocative guitar that really reminded me of, in the end, of The Cure's Forest a bit. Just a masterwork. If you haven't experienced Black Star, I would hope that you would do so. So this is my number 1 pick, actually, even though I said I didn't care about numbers. This is a great song.